Hi, this is Congressman Tom Cole. This is another one of our weekly congressional chats. It's been a short but consequential week here in Congress. The main item we dealt with is another continuing resolution, but this one's fundamentally different than the ones that have come before. That is, we've come to an agreement with our Democratic counterparts in both the House and the Senate over a group of appropriations bills. Those bills will come up next week, 6 of them, including the one I'm most concerned with, which is the committee on, or subcommittee that deals with transportation, housing, and urban development. But the continuing resolution simply keeps the government open long enough for us to post the bills. That means make them public, give the members a minimum of 72 hours to read them. That's under our rules, we do that. And then we'll vote on them next week. So hopefully for at least 6 bills, we'll be able to pass them. There was a strong bipartisan vote today for the continuing resolution. It may be closer next week. These things are coming to the floor under something called suspension, which means they need to pass with 2/3 of the vote. That's a big number, and it's going to take an awful lot of Democrats and an awful lot of Republicans to actually reach that number in a very closely divided House. But I think that suggests that we'll get the votes that we need next week. 6 bills will come into law. By March the 22nd, we will have finished the remaining 6 bills. That includes some really substantial bills like our defense bill and the so-called Labor H bill, or Labor, Health and Human Services and Education bill, which is the largest domestic spending bill. But, this package that just passed is pretty important too. It includes what's called MILCON, that is military construction and VA. So funding our veterans, pretty critical. Energy and water bill, very critical. And we would think the transportation housing bill is also very critical. So it's a good collection. Agriculture is in this particular bunch. So again, I think Congress finally coming to the hard work of compromise on the appropriations bills. After that, my guess is we'll move next to deal with the supplemental. That's funding, it'll be controversial for the Western Pacific, our allies and friends out there, plus Taiwan and our own forces. We'll probably do a funding package for Israel, where I think there's a lot more unanimity. And then we'll also deal with the Ukraine. After that, we'll move on to another very controversial issue called FISA, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. We'll have a pretty robust debate about reforms that are needed in that system. It's an important tool for us in our national security. It allows us to, frankly, surveil foreign folks that are communicating with people in the United States. It's one of the tools that we use to hopefully prevent another 9/11, but it's also a tool that's been badly abused by the FBI and the Justice Department. And we have a pretty serious debate between national security hawks and civil libertarians. It's actually not a party line debate at all. It's to what the right balance to strike is. But again, I think we'll work it through and not lose that very important tool, which lapses on April 19th. So weeks ahead will be busy. This is just the prelude to, again, the appropriations process. Finally producing bills next week. I think those bills pass, and then it's certainly my hope and expectation we'll pass the remainder of them again before March 22nd. So, keep listening in. I hope you and your family are safe, and Congress is finally functioning a little bit. So hopefully that'll continue for the balance of the congressional session. Take care. God bless and good luck.